we're going to be doing a few experimental things, so we'll see what happens. But first, let's get this fire started, shall we? Let me just get all this crap moved out of the way. Come spring, we're going to do a full teardown of this whole system in here. Because this is a mess. Oh, there's 5 people in here. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Mull ASF A55 LND, hello. And Lika Liza Cuso, hi. How are we all doing today? Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you as well. And who else is there? Tabitha Abusdorf. Hello. That feels nice. A little warmth on the hand. All right. So, where I put those gravers I was working on. We're going to be working on some gravers. Love you, bro. Well, thank you. And what am I doing? Today, I'm going to start by trying to harden these gravers. I made last week or the week before. I don't remember. We're going to try them out. And then I want to experiment with a dragon scale twist. That sounds fun, doesn't it? And then probably dig through my scrap pile there and get some of the what do you call it, railroad spikes out and prep those to be knives. So we'll do some of the pretty stuff on them today. But I want to get this nice and hot first, add some coal. We'll turn on the blower motor so I don't have to worry about pumping. And I can take more time and focus on talking to you guys and focus on what I'm doing. Who is a good job, bro? Well, thank you. Thank you much. All right. Let's get that to die down a little bit. Looks like it's going down pretty good. All right. Good job, Knightsmith. Well, thank you, thank you. First thing to do is, well, get everything up to temperature. Then we'll try hardening these guys. It's cold in here, so we're going to have to preheat our oil. Because I really want to give this a test run, you know? And I do have a few projects in the near future that are going to require me to have gravers. I need to go. Well, thanks for stopping by nonetheless. You are appreciated. What oil do you use? I'm literally just starting out. And Alan, happy holidays. Happy holidays, Alan. So there's two oils that I primarily use. And you need to go. Well, Tabitha, thank you so much for showing up. Stay warm, stay dry, and enjoy your day. So I primarily use canola oil. And that's mostly because by and large, I'm using either springs, like truck springs and leaf springs and stuff, or I'm using 1095, which reacts very well in canola oil. Sometimes, depending on the steel, especially if it's like a Damascus steel, like, you know, one of these knives that I'm doing, I have a mix of about 50-50 of mineral oil and canola oil. You always want to warm your oil a wee bit first. Alan, got to be quite warm here today. Fantastic. I'm making knives. What would you suggest at 1080 steel? 1080 could still work well in with canola oil. Any more of a complex steel though than 1080 or 1095, like if you're gonna do like a CRV2, let's say, I would use Parks 50. Great show, thank you much. And Harrison and Rogers, hello. All right, now we got some warmth. All right, so let's toss this in here. We're gonna just use this piece of mild steel as our preheater. Thank you. Appreciate you. No problem. Hey, if you have ever any questions, I'm always more than happy to help out, give some advice or whatever. That's like 80% of why I'm here. Well, also to make money, but it's no sense in you know, keeping secrets. What was it? A friend of mine, Mac from the armorarchive.org said, there's a quote. He said, the masters had their secrets and died with them. They are not better for it, and neither are we. Oh. Oh, whatever. First round of preheating. I am back. Well, welcome back. Hey, you do want to preheat your oil because the whole point of having oil versus water is how fast it cools down the steel. Cools down too fast, it's bad. It'll crack your steel. Is it expensive to run a fire like that? Not really. I paid $20 for coal and you know, $40 for charcoal, and I'm using the same coal for 6 months. I also have a gas forge and stuff. So, and Mac Hello and hi. Hello, hello, hello. All right, let's get this in there to warm it up again. Now, it's more expensive than running it, running a fire by hand, by bellows only. But the bellows that I have in here aren't quite sufficient enough to run a coal forge. Uh, it's great for wood and great for charcoal, but running anthracite coal, I haven't tried soft coal yet, just regular bituminous. But this is the best way to run anthracite right now in this forge. I want to completely, this summer, redo everything in here if I don't have a brand new shop. And Mac, Hack, don't ask about my name. Okay. And Experienced Team said hi. Hello, hello. Like and subscribe to Knightsmith. Yes, definitely. Please and thank you. I want to get this warm. I want to get this hot now to warm up that stuff. Hi, man. Great beard. But how far can you shoot your load? Well, wouldn't you like to know? I mean, you can always ask your mom. And he's a goat. So yeah, no, a fire like this runs me, for an hour, 2 hour show, it runs me about $8, $10. What Tim? I'm not sure if you're saying what time or what temperature. Right now it is cold. It's probably about 20 degrees outside. That fire is about 2,500 currently. And damn, that's far all the way to his mama's house. I know, right? What temperature are you looking for? Well, with this, since I'm just preheating the oil, should be enough. Normally, I want the oil to be about 80 to 100 degrees. My iPad is almost said, well, if you pop out, thanks for showing up anyways. And I appreciate your support. But I kind of just play it by ear with the temperature of the stuff. Being around that fire and having such a long beard, do you ever wonder if your beard will make a bit gay? No, I really don't care. And who said I'm not? Who said I'm not something entirely different? Though, acting a fool in my comment section, I can guarantee you will never find out. Lay off the beards, dude. I know, right? Guy has a very certain desire. All right, that should be warm enough. Now, get this in frame, kind of. I'm going to want to do this rather quick. Well, whether or not he is or isn't, that's his own business. I really don't care. It's just kind of annoying. We're going to do these one at a time. And what am I doing? Let's see, maybe. I think you look great. Well, I appreciate that. Beard looks good. Don't get offended by questions on the internet, dude. Just acting like a little girl. Yeah, not really. You're acting like an asshole. And what am I doing? I am making some gravers. I appreciate your beard, love, but why don't you go and grind her or something? You'll have much better luck propositioning people on a platform designed for it. So if you want me to act like a little girl, you have to pay double. Let's see. I think he has beard wigs. Sure. Mikey's trying to riz him now. Yeah. What's grinding? That's where you belong. And what about blackface? And what am I doing? I am making a set of gravers. A little bit hotter. Because this has to be, really hard. Harder than the steel you're trying to engrain. And I do want this, I'm going to leave this in, try and control this temperature and keep it at this temperature for a while, just so that I get a good transformation from one type to another. Should be good. That'll be nice and hard. And I will draw that back. I think I have pretty good geometry on that. We'll draw that back and temper it here in a couple minutes. Let's do the other one now. And I have two slightly different geometries on each one, so we'll figure it out. Let's see. That guy just wants a hug. Maybe. Have you seen him today? No idea what you're talking about. When making the gravers, is it important to be circumcised or does that matter? You know what? Mikey's in his mom's basement sniffing his farts all day. Yeah, probably. But you are dumb. Putting timeouts. Hide the shooter. Goodbye, Mikey. You're not worth the Mikey special news. Mikey, you're ruining it for people. Yeah, I just hid him from the channel. He's not worth it. Can I explain the tip? And Mike, who Steve Cheerios. And good evening, SD Digital. All right, so the tempering process. Do you want the complicated answer or do you want the simple answer? And how are you, man? I'm doing fantastic. Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. Men need to know this. I do believe so. So basically, I am changing the properties of the steel by heating it up and cooling it down. So when you heat up the steel past its critical temperature, which is where it becomes non-magnetic, the structure of the grain structure changes. And if you can hold it at that temperature for long enough, the grains grow bigger and bigger and bigger to a point where they dissolve altogether. And that part of dissolution is the critical temperature. Right about now, where it's non-magnetic. You can also tell by the color temperature. Now, I don't know how much you know about crystals, but they grow very slow. And they start off small. So what you try to do is get your crystals to stay small. That's what quenching does, this process here. There's a problem with that, though. Small, while very hard, is also brittle. So you want to bring that back and let some of those crystals grow in certain areas. So, and that's what the whole tempering process is. Quenching in water or oil. Right now I'm using oil. Most of my stuff is oil quench type steel. And mostly it's canola oil. So that's the whole simple part of the whole quenching and tempering process. You want to make it, you want to take something that's soft but tough into something that's hard. But too hard is brittle. So you want to temper it to add some more of that toughness and resilience back into the steel. And you also need enough 50-50. I usually do straight canola oil. Sometimes when I'm doing 50-50, that'll be a canola oil and mineral oil mixture. Though I have tried using in the past, which I think is in, well, one of my favorite books to talk about is Wayne Goddard's $50 Knife Shop. I have it up there on my shelf somewhere. Yeah, I do actually have a library in the shop. It's not a big one, but enough runway, you know, enough for a quick reference on stuff I need. So we're going to let that cool down, and we're going to get started on doing some railroad spike knives. Or at least get started on them. 20 minutes in already? All right. So I do have a little scrap bin here where hence the oil, not water. Correct. The oil isn't quite as fast. For as a quenchant as water. Some steels like a water quench. Most steels like some sort of an oil. And oils and for tempering and frozen -21°C. I'm not sure what the Celsius to Fahrenheit conversion is, but it's about 21 degrees Fahrenheit, 22 degrees Fahrenheit where I'm at, which is cold, but not too bad. And I heat the oil up. If you scroll back a while ago, I took some mild steel, heated it up to 2 or 3 times just to warm the oil up. I can feel some heat off the oil. So it's probably about 60 to 80 degrees Fahrenheit. And it's still kind of cold for most smiths, but that's where I like it. I like it generally around room temperature. Oop. That piece of, what is that? Walnut, black walnut fell. So let's get some railroad spikes out and we can start. That one's all distorted. That's no good. Random plate of steel. Some clips. And there's 1, 2, 3. Make some long ones. These are longer than usual. Then we'll do the skulls first, and then anything else. You can use vegetable oil. Yeah, you can. Like for tempering, I'll be using the oven. When I said I'm beginning, I mean right at the beginning. Yeah, you can. And glad to sit at the foot of the master. Thank you for explaining this. Oh, no problem. I'm happy to explain. And do I have any finished that you are making? No, they all go up to a shop. All my stuff is all my stuff is either commissioned or it goes into a shop to sell. I keep almost nothing on hand. -5.8 is -21°C. Okay, well, it's about 21 degrees, positive 21 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm not sure what that translates to Celsius. And I do have a bunch of like knives here that are mostly finished. Last question. Dude, ask every question. I don't care. I don't know what a graver is. A graver is the tool used for engraving. You use a graver to engrave. Last question. I don't want to keep hogging the chat. Can the oil catch fire? Oh, yeah. Oftentimes it does. It depends on the size of the piece and the thermal mass that you're quenching in there. What am I making? Now I am making some railroad spike knives. More specifically, I'm prepping them. I want to get these straightened out. I want to do I want to do skulls on the head and probably give them a twist. And then either later this week, this coming weekend, or maybe a next live stream, I'll hammer them out into knives. But I like doing things in batches. And Grilled Y1K said hi. Hello. Where are my tongs for those guys? I think they're in the other car. They're probably in the other car. Knife tongs. Oh, no, I think we got it here. What are these? 1/2 inch? That's good enough. And are they for wood or metal? For metal. Gravers are for metal. For engraving wood and chiseling wood and stuff, you use chisels, gouges, and those sort of things. Railroad spikes are a great resource. Yes, they are. You can't harden them. Well, there's one person who sells, I think it's 1095 or 1080, forged into the shape of railroad spikes that you can harden, so you can still get a usable, knife or whatever. But yeah, they're fun and they sell very well. And Justin Long, love your content. Hope you had a happy holiday. It was very peaceful. It was very, very nice, very relaxing. It was a good time. I hope everyone else had a happy holiday as well. And Sean Steery from UB5 said hi. Hello, Sean. Let's start working these into the coal. Actually, let's take this guy, put him off to the side, put this one in the center. This one here. Oh, that's a nice big clink. A couple there. Now, I know there's a guy who wants me to make some throwing knives. I need to find him again. And old cobalt steel, nice. Yeah, they're not too bad. Need to straighten that center one out. Those are still pretty warm. And what we're going to do is we're going to get these guys done first, and then we're going to, let the fire die and temper these and grind them out. And Jennifer said hi. Hello, Jennifer. I was wondering when you were going to pop in. And Ed Grubber. Was that coal? Yes. So I start to forge with charcoal and some lighter fluid. Once that burns down a little bit, I throw some coal on there and just keep adding coal and coal and coal. And for the guy who is just starting out his forge, it's stupid simple to make a good forge. You just need some piping and some air. I'm using a vacuum, a little shop vac. I have it running on reverse, so it blows instead of. Am I making knives? Yes, I am. You work with the right stuff. Thanks, I try. And then really, it's just a matter of doing your thing. I'm actually prepping knives right now. I try to do things in batches. It makes it easier to keep track of every step. That's good. It's pretty good. And all I'm trying to do is get these straightened out. So when I do all the twisting and everything, it just works a little bit nicer. All right. Now we're doing skulls today, so these are going to be pretty simple and go pretty quickly. Let's see, we'll do that guy for the next one. And let's see. Do I know Shitana? You know Forge and Fire? Yep. MC, I could watch this all day. Well, hey, I got hours and I got 2 or 3 days worth of forging content all ready to go just for you. What's the purpose of bouncing the hammer on the anvil? It just helps me keep rhythm and keep momentum going. It just bounces as he beats the thing continuously without stopping. Probably momentum. It's momentum. It also lets me let go of the hammer for a second. So it helps keep helps keep me from getting a tennis elbow. Do I have a knife to hand that you have already made? Don't go out of your way if you don't. I would love to see one. I mean, as far as these guys, no, because as soon as I'm done with them, they go right out to the store. And everything else I have is kind of just half done. Rhythm, like beat, yeah, it helps me keep rhythm too. Remind me why bouncing the handle does after hitting the work. It lets me keep rhythm. Lets me helps reduce the strain on my wrist and arm by letting me adjust my grip a little bit as it bounces. And there's less work because it helps, it rebounds up, so there's less work for me to do when I need to pull it up. And Chaitanya, I'm going to subscribe right now, brother. This content is cool. Well, thank you. That means next week you get to see when I finish these knives. All right, so that's good. All I'm doing here is just taking a little bit of the sharpness out and making them vaguely skull-shaped. Not doing too much to them. That's all. Some of them need more work, some of them less. This one needs a wee bit more just because it has that weird little gusset on the bottom. That's okay. That's pretty much taken care of. It doesn't have to be perfect, just good enough. Well, that's a nice big clinker there. Look at that guy. I should sell those. What you think? Your work is amazing. Well, thank you, thank you. We're about the 40-minute mark, so we'll be able to get all three of these done. I'll be able to grind, temper, and test out the gravers. It's going to be a beautiful day, folks. Okay, so use this guy, or should we? Do a bigger one. Let's do this one. Where I use this as the eyes. I might be able to get everything done all in one shot on these guys. I should be able to. We'll see why not. Get seated in there nice. There. Let's do a couple eyes. Yeah, I'll have to come back to finish these eyes, I think. Maybe not. Yep. Too cold. Take 2 passes, that's fine. And where am I from? Northeast Pennsylvania, United States. And thanks for you to show up and come along. Barbara Howell and Svetlana Rova said hi. Hello there, Svetlana and Daryl Watts. What am I making? I am working on some railroad spike knives. Today I'm doing skull ones. Those seem to be doing pretty good. And those in ram sets, but I don't want to do ram sets today. Too cold. You lose the heat too fast when you're trying to draw out the horns. I want to try and do a deer, a dragon as well, but that's got to be a summer project, I do believe. Another big clinker. So some more gold. And message held for review. How much do you want for it? For what? One of my skull knives? They usually sell for about $45 down at Union Vapor. How cold is it in PA today? 32? Is it 32? That's warmed up. That's nice. And that's Fahrenheit, because I know a lot of people aren't from, yes. Well, if you go to Union Vapors down in Dixon City, they stock all my stuff. Most of the stuff I make goes straight to them. So if you go down, if you're able to get down there, we can figure it out nice and easy. All right, let's see. This one's nice and warm. If you can't make it down to Dixon City, well, contact me at Knightsmith.sales and we can arrange shipping as long as there's proof of your age. Yeah, might as well just throw that one back in. grab the next guy. Ooh, it's getting spicy. Normally I have a clamp for this, but that's missing somewhere. Those look like good eyes. Jeepers creepers, where'd you get those peepers? Jeepers creepers, where'd you get those eyes? And yesterday it was 82 degrees in Oklahoma. Today we're supposed to be in the 60s. Ooh, heat wave. That means the world's dying, folks. Not much I can do about it. Goes deeper. Real spicy on the hands. That's good there. That's too big. For as many times as I've done these, I really should just get a custom punch for this. Maybe one more over here. Ah! Frog! Oh! Yowza! Yeah, I lost the heat. Can't do the nose on that one yet. Oh, that hurt. Not even sure what I did. Oh, getting a little bit closer. Still need to put the nose on that, but that's all right. Why is this getting cold? Oh, well, that looks like it. That was came out. It wouldn't constitute a problem. We got to let that all heat back up. Said, hi, what am I making? I'm making some railroad spike 9. These ones with skulls. At least I'm starting it off and I'm going to temper some some gravers. We'll give it a quick test. That should be better. Usually have a smaller one to do the nose. That's okay, we can wing it. We'll just tilt up. There we go. We can call him Fred. But some of these looks like characters from Salad Fingers or something. That one's good. Let's finish strong with this one. Then we'll do the tempering on the gravers and give them a test. And there's this guy. All right, we'll get these necks heated up real quick. Give them a good twist. And we can pretty much cut the fire after that. Do a little bit of sanding. We'll see what we can get. Let me find my wrench. Pretty sure I brought it in. Oh, there's the chisel I was looking for yesterday. That's nice. Good place for it. Out of sight. Oh my God, that's so cool. Well, thank you. Oop. Now we need to get these nice and hot. I know watching this, it's kind of like watching paint dry, but it's a necessary step. Let it get it hot, kind of let it soak in that heat, you know? Kind of like I wish I was soaking in a nice hot spring. And let's see. Marlon Wright said hi. Timothy G. Duffy said hi. Vajma Sharis said hi. And what are you from? What flag are you flying there? And Mario Lamarca said hi. Hello, hello, hello. I say those are warm enough. Give them a little twisty. There's one. Not bad. Set that off to the side to cool. Numero dos. There's two. We're going to try doing a big twist on this guy. Three. Nice big twist there. And ciao. I think that's what that says. All right. Take this off. These guys here should now be nice and cool enough to handle. So, first let me clean off the gunk. That's good. And that's now, the way they are now, they are so hard that if I were to try and, engrave with them, they would just snap. So we're going to, polish up the faces and stick them in that cooling fire and watch the colors run. We do not need this or that. Let's see. 120? Yeah, we'll start with the 120. 120 or 240? It's 240. That's fine. Oops. So get these two warm until nice bright sparks. All right, look at that. That was ready for tempering. You can see the shower of sparks now that they clean my shop. Yeah, I need to. I also need the time and the money. So if anyone would like to volunteer to come up here and help me clean, I'll be more than happy to accept your offer. Can't imagine what your house looks like. Hey, SR Quill, why don't you come over to my house? I'll show you. There's no need, no call to be an asshole. Goodbye. Not worth my time. And a person whose name I can't really see said hi. We're going to do these one at a time. Now we just wait. And Luna Finnick, 1222. Got it. So I want what I'm doing here is I'm tempering these now. That is hot as the dickens. I want this to start turning purple from heat oxidization. And we'll stop it there. We'll give these a little test and see if it works out. Let's just turn this back on for a moment or two. Now we're just waiting. Oh, a little bit hotter on this one, then we'll swap places, that one for this one. All right. That one's perfect. We'll let this one cool off. We're almost done. Come on. All right, colors are starting to run on this one. What am I making? I'm making a set of gravers. Right now, I am tempering them. So I'm letting the colors run, and once these are done, we'll give it a quick test, and we'll call it a day. One's finished, just letting it cool off all the way here. And this one is almost there. Almost there. And come on. We're trying to get a nice golden color right there. And we got it. All right, folks. See the nice color differential there? It's exactly what we're looking for. Golden straw color. Right at the tip. So, once these cool down all the way, we will give it a shot. This one should be pretty close as well. All right. This one's a little bit more prominent, the color change. See, it goes black, bluish purple. You get that straw golden color. Exactly what you're looking for. Try it on a piece of mild first. Just to see how that reacts. And we'll call it a day. How's that sound? All right. So I don't really have a hammer design for this, so we'll just use this guy and see what happens. Cross your fingers and wish me luck. I've never done this before. Oh, we're starting to get a cut. All right, so that one is a little too pointy. Let's see how this guy works. Yeah. But this opens up a whole new world. Of crazy, stupid things I can do. Whew. All right, folks. Now I know it ain't too much. There we go. I was at the first one. It really wanted to dive down. The longer one, I was able to control it a little bit better and actually get some curving in there. Didn't really want to dive super deep. So obviously this is going to have to be something I screw around with extensively, but I'm at my first set of grazers today. That feels pretty good. All right, folks. So that's the show. We started a set of railroad spike knives with the skulls. Those seem to be very popular. I'll do ram's heads when it's warmer out, easier to work. We finished a set of gravers and gave them a shot. So that's a pretty damn good day. And we're a little bit less than an hour and a half. I think that's a very good place to stop. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. If you like the show, you can, and you just want to support me, you can like and subscribe. If you want to donate, you can go over to patreon.com/Knightsmith. If you have a commission, go over to knightsmith.sales@gmail.com. I'll be more than happy to talk with you and figure everything out. Otherwise, I'll see y'all next week. So thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. And thank you for helping make this world better. One kerf at a time. And I'll see y'all later. Good job, Knightsmith. Thanks there, Barbara.